on the challenge of qualifying at KYALAMI 2016. Janie Coetzee is on their out lap.
It's all about finding that balance between staying calm and focused, while also pushing the limits.
Janie Coetzee appears focused and prepared driving through Jikskay Sweep.
Spectators near here can smell the smoke wafting from nearby grills.
The adrenaline is pumping. Jano Visser is on their out lap, warming up the tires and getting ready to put in a fast lap time. Jano Visser is looking relatively composed going through Clubhouse Bend. It's all about strategy in these early moments. JP 777 is taking their time to prepare for their qualifying run and get everything just right. You can feel the tension building. Troy is out on track and getting ready to push for their qualifying time.
These are the moments that really matter. Let's see if Troy can deliver.
Troy is driving through Mineshaft. It looks like ungentlemanly driver is getting ready to make their move. They're taking their time to warm up those tires and get everything just right.
Patience is key in these early moments, Carol. But I have a feeling ungentlemanly driver is going to make it count.
Ungentlemanly driver appears focused and prepared driving through the crocodiles.
There's not much better than sitting near here and watching the cars speed by.
This is where the mental game comes into play. Wayne Midden is taking their time to prepare for their qualifying run. That's the out lap done for Wayne Midden. They'll now look to focus on their first flying lap. Wayne Midden is looking relatively composed going through Crowthorne. JP Hamilton is on their out lap. JP Hamilton is driving through Jikskay Sweep. The adrenaline is pumping. Robert RC is on their out lap, warming up the tires and getting ready to put in a fast lap time.
It's a delicate balance between taking it easy and pushing hard. Let's see how Robert RC handles it.
You can feel the tension building. Mike McGeer is out on track and getting ready to push for their qualifying time. Mike McGeer appears focused and prepared driving through the Essex.
I have always loved this section of the track.
It's all about strategy in these early moments. Richard Reshka is taking their time to prepare for their qualifying run and get everything just right.
They will want to get a good gap established for their first flying lap.
This is where the mental game comes into play. JP Brandt is taking their time to prepare for their qualifying run. JP Brandt is looking relatively composed going through Mineshaft. There are just over 5 minutes left and Jamie Ray Nichols has completed their out lap. Jamie Ray Nichols is driving through Crowthorne.
Spectators near here can smell the smoke wafting from nearby grills.
The pressure is on in this qualifying session, but Danny Van Ruyen is rising to the occasion. Danny Van Ruyen appears focused and prepared driving through Clubhouse Bend.
There's a spot near here where the teenagers sneak off to make out.
This is what it's all about. JP Hamilton is putting everything they've got into this qualifying session. JP Hamilton is looking relatively composed going through Jigskay Sweep.
I have always loved this section of the track.
It's all about precision and speed in qualifying, and JP Brand is nailing both. It's clear that Wayne Midden is pushing Thiercar to the very edge of traction on this qualifying lap.
It's certainly exciting to watch, but let's not forget, the goal is to secure a good starting position for the race.
Janie Coetzee is on their out lap. Mike Ramsey is on their first flying lap.
Absolutely, Mike Ramsey is showing the world what they're made of.
Mike Ramsey has completed their first flying lap in 1:55.984. Jamie Ray Nichols is driving through Crowthorne.
Spectators near here can smell the smoke wafting from nearby grills.
Jamie Ray Nichols appears focused and prepared driving through Sunset. Amir Rylands will be looking to use this first hot lap to set a solid time in the standings.
Yes, they are. It takes a special kind of driver to thrive under this kind of pressure.
Ernest Heather is looking for ways to improve their consistency.
Every driver needs something different, Carol. Some drivers excel when they push harder, while other drivers benefit more from relaxing and being in a flow state.
Ernest Heather is looking relatively composed going through Liucock.
There's a spot near here where the teenagers sneak off to make out.
The pressure is on in this qualifying session, but Taylor Randall is rising to the occasion.
Let's see if they can put a good marker down.
Taylor Randall has just completed that lap in 1:59.813. Their best lap so far is 1:58.198, putting them in P16. Ernest Heather is trying to find that extra performance. It seems like Ernest Heather is struggling, currently 1.4 off their best pace.
Ernest Heather needs to refocus and start putting in the lap times we know they're capable of.
Danny Van Ruyen is looking for ways to improve their consistency. Danny Van Ruyen is not able to keep their pace consistent. So far they are 0.12 seconds down. JP Hamilton has put in a great effort and currently holds third. With the session winding down, time is running out for them to unleash their full potential and improve their starting position.
You hit the nail on the head, Carol. JP Hamilton's current position of third is a testament to their skill and determination. Now, they must stay sharp to make the most of this opportunity.
Incredible drive by Mike McGear so far, earning them fourth. The competition is fierce, however, and they will need to quickly find more time to get even closer to the sharp end of the grid. Mike McGear is driving through the crocodiles.
There's not much better than sitting near here and watching the cars speed by.
It's an impressive showing by JP Hamilton, currently in third. They've showcased their talent, but will need to find those crucial extra tenths to climb higher.
Great analysis, Carol. JP Hamilton has shown excellent pace to secure third. Now, the focus shifts to whether they can use their track position to their advantage in the race.
JP Hamilton will be happy having put themselves into third in this qualifying session.
Every fraction of a second counts. I'm sure they can find a little extra in there.
And there goes JP Brand, currently in position 6. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result.
You're spot on, Carol. JP Brand's current position of 6th is a testament to their skills and determination. Now, they face the challenge of maintaining their position against hungry rivals.
A solid performance from Janie Coetzee as they currently hold position 7. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid.
Couldn't agree more, Carol. Janie Coetzee has positioned themselves impressively in 7th. Now, they need to build on this foundation and strive for an even better race result.
Janie Coetzee has some work to do as that 156.086 is only good enough for 7th. There's a little bit of wind in the air today here at KYALAMI 2016, as we're getting ready to get things underway.
The calm before the storm. I don't know about you, Carol, but I'm expecting some hard-fought on-track battles today.
The second place on the grid belongs to JP Brand, a driver with plenty of experience.
JP Brand is looking on for a strong result.
Jono Visser is lining up 12th. In the third position, we have Wayne Midden ready to tackle the race ahead. The lights are off. It's pedal to the metal time.
This is where the real action begins. The drivers will be jostling for position and trying to gain any advantage they can.
Absolutely. It's a crucial part of the race, and the drivers will need to be on top of it to make it through here unscathed.
The first sector is always a bit of a nail-biter. With so many cars bunched together, one small mistake can be disastrous.
They'll need to keep their wits about them and stay focused if they want to come out of this section unscathed. As we watch the drivers fight it out in the first lap, I can already feel that this is going to be an epic race.
It's always intense racing here at KYALAMI 2016. Hold on to your hats, folks.
Races are often more about maintaining consistency than having outright pace, but it doesn't hurt to have a little good luck every now and then. The tensions are high, and no one will want to make a crucial mistake on the first lap. Is there a better sight than a field of elite racing drivers battling for position?
The drivers will be jostling for the best position, Carol. Some of them may not make it to the second lap in one piece.
The stewards will be hoping that there aren't too many incidents for them to pick over when the dust settles on this one.
The drivers are walking a fine line during the first lap melee as everyone tries to establish themselves. It's easy for inexperienced racers to blow it in T1.
Some great driving from Danny Van Ruyen, who has increased their lead over Richard Reshka and is starting to put some distance between them. This is where the skill and experience of the drivers really come into play. Richard Reshka will need to stay focused and keep pushing, even when the gap seems insurmountable. It's not over until the checkered flag drops. It's a game of cat and mouse out there, with JP Brand trying to find the perfect opportunity to make a move on Richard Reshka. The gap is over a second, but every fraction counts. Things are going according to plan for Ernest Heather, who is currently fourth.
That's right, they can't afford to make any mistakes or let up in their performance. Every point counts in this championship.
It doesn't seem like things are going to plan for JP Brand as they have a big gap ahead of them to close at this point in time. It's looking good for Ernest Heather, sitting in fourth. This is getting exciting. Jamie Ray Nichols is looking for any gap that might open up the position.
Amir Rylands is doing a great job of defending his lead, and Jamie Ray Nichols is pushing hard to close the gap. It's an exciting race and it's not over yet.
This is a thrilling battle as Mike McGear edges closer to Jamie Ray Nichols in their fight for P6.
That driver is really pushing the limits. They're riding the curves and pushing the car to its limits.
It's a battle of wills out there, with ungentlemanly driver trying to outsmart and outmaneuver Mike McGear. The gap is slowly closing, but time is running out. Situations like these often lead to a dramatic finish.
It's going to be tough for ungentlemanly driver, as Mike McGear seems to have found their rhythm. But anything can happen in racing, and we've seen ungentlemanly driver pull off some impressive moves before. I'm excited to see if they can make it happen again.
Mike McGear wants to get into Jamie Ray Nichols' slipstream.
There is no room for error in this battle.
It's looking good for Mike McGear, who has gained places and put some distance between themselves and Jamie Ray Nichols. The tension is building as Jono Visser trails behind ungentlemanly driver. The gap is slowly but sure. Jamie Ray Nichols has completed their outlap. Things don't seem to be going Jono Visser's way in this race, as that's a big gap they'll have to close to even be in with a shout for gaining a place here. This is what it's all about, folks. JP Hamilton is in hot pursuit of Mike Ramsey, who's just trying to stay ahead. It seems like JP Hamilton is pushing. They are on for recording their best lap so far this race.
JP Hamilton appears to be pushing, hopefully they can keep it together.
A great moment for JP Hamilton, who has just gained a place and moved up the standings.
That's what we like to see. JP Hamilton is really showing their class today.
This is going to be a nail-biter. JP Hamilton is defending for their life, but Taylor Randall is right there doing everything they can to force a mistake. A setback for Taylor Randall, who has just been passed.
Definitely, but Taylor Randall is a skilled driver, and they have what it takes to fight back and regain that position.
The gap between Wayne Midden and Janie Coetzee may be wide, but that doesn't mean Wayne Midden is safe. They have to keep their concentration and avoid any lapses in performance.
Absolutely right, Carol, and Janie Coetzee knows that too. They have to keep driving at their best if they want to take advantage of any opportunity that comes their way.
The race is heating up as Janie Coetzee in 15th closes in on Wayne Midden. The gap is just over a second, and I'm sure they are going to do everything possible to try and close the distance. They're not giving up without a fight.
This is where experience comes into play. Wayne Midden has been in this situation before and knows how to defend for position, but Janie Coetzee is hungry for success and won't give up easily.
Jamie Ray Nichols is running 7th. They are trying to catch Amir Rylands.
You can see that car bouncing around as they ride the curves. It's a risky move that could end in disaster.
Jamie Ray Nichols, stop the press. Oh dear, ungentlemanly driver has had an incident. Things are heating up as Jamie Ray Nichols tries to close the gap to Amir Rylands. Good news for Jamie Ray Nichols, the gap to Amir Rylands has decreased. It's now down to 0.2 seconds. A strong showing from Danny Van Ruyen, who is currently first.
Definitely Carol, but they can't afford to get complacent. They have to keep pushing hard to stay in the game.
Richard Reshka is placed second at the moment. They are hoping to keep their distance ahead of JP Brand, who is 0.7 seconds behind.
Absolutely, and on the other side of the equation, JP Brand can't afford to let up. They have to drive with intensity and focus, and wait for any opportunity to arise.
The delta between JP Brand in third and Richard Reshka remains over a second, but JP Brand is not letting up. They're pushing hard and looking for any opportunity to close that gap. There's 8 minutes left in this session to make that happen. A solid performance from Ernest Heather, who is holding down fourth. Mike McGear is placed 5th at the moment.
Definitely, but they can't get too comfortable. There are plenty of other drivers who are gunning for that position, and Mike McGear has to keep pushing to stay on the pace.
The gap between Jamie Ray Nichols and Amir Rylance is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Jamie Ray Nichols to bring Amir Rylance into play.
Surely they've got enough in the tank to pull away. Gonna be interesting to watch this battle unfold.
Amir Rylance has a mountain to climb at the moment to stop the press. Oh dear, ungentlemanly driver has had an incident. The gap between Jamie Ray Nichols and Amir Rylance is pretty substantial right now. It's probably going to take a mistake from Jamie Ray Nichols to even allow Amir Rylance to get a look in. It may seem like JP Hamilton is far behind, but Jono Visser can't afford to let their guard down. One mistake could give JP Hamilton an opening to catch up.
You're spot on, and JP Hamilton knows that they can't rely on Jono Visser making an error. They have to keep driving with skill and determination, and be ready to seize any opportunity that comes their way.
Excellent work from JP Hamilton, who has managed to increase their lead over Jono Visser. They seem to have found their rhythm and they are grooving to it. Things are going according to plan for Mike Ramsey, who is currently 10th. It doesn't seem like things are going to plan for Taylor Randall, as they have a big gap ahead of them to close at this point in time. Taylor Randall is pushing hard and has reduced the gap to Mike Ramsey to 2.1 seconds. While Wayne Midden is not under immediate threat from ungentlemanly driver, they still need to stay focused and avoid any errors. Any slip-up could cost them their position.
That's right, and ungentlemanly driver knows that they have to keep pushing hard and driving their own race. They can't let Wayne Midden off the hook.
It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for JP Brand, who is currently in P3. But Richard Reshka is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from JP Brand.
Indeed, the anticipation is high as JP Brand tries to reel in Richard Reshke. But Richard Reshke is not making it easy, maintaining a consistent pace. JP Brand needs to find a little extra speed to bring the fight to Richard Reshke and move up the field.
It's looking good for Troy, sitting in 15th. Impressive stuff from Troy, who has managed to pull away from Robert RC, leaving them in choking in their exhaust fumes. It looks like JP Brand is pushing hard to catch up to Richard Reshka. That's not a small gap, but wait. Looks like Peter Geldenhuis is coming into the pits early. Now is that to serve a penalty, or have they picked up some damage during the start? Things don't seem to be going JP Brand's way in this race, as that's a big gap they'll have to close to even be in with a shout for gaining a place here. This is where the skill and experience of the drivers really come into play. Mike Ramsey will need to stay focused and keep pushing, even when the gap seems insurmountable. It's not over until the checkered flag drops.
It's a nail-biting race for sure, with both drivers showing incredible skill and determination. But Jono Visser is not going to give up the position easily. This is going to be a battle to the very end, with Mike Ramsey in P10 doing everything they can to catch up.
Even though Taylor Randall is a fair way behind Wayne Midden, they can't afford to let their guard down. Wayne Midden is still vulnerable to mistakes.
Absolutely right, Carol, and Taylor Randall knows that too. They have to keep driving at their best if they want to take advantage of any opportunity that comes their way.
Well, it doesn't look like JP Brand is going to be much of a threat to anyone soon, let alone Richard Reshka.
It's not over till the checkered flag drops, though, and it's important they don't lose concentration at this point.
It's a battle of wills out there, with JP Hamilton trying to outsmart and outmaneuver Amir Rylance. The gap is slowly closing, but time is running out. Situations like these often lead to a dramatic finish.
It's going to be tough for JP Hamilton, as Amir Rylance seems to have found their rhythm. But anything can happen in racing, and we've seen JP Hamilton pull off some impressive moves before. I'm excited to see if they can make it happen again.
The gap between JP Hamilton and Jono Visser is pretty substantial right now. It's probably going to take a mistake from JP Hamilton to even allow Jono Visser to get a look in. A strong showing from Danny Van Ruyen, who is currently first. The gap between Richard Reshka and JP Brand may be wide, but that doesn't mean Richard Reshka is safe. They have to keep their concentration and avoid any lapses in performance. A tough moment for Richard Reshka, who has just lost a place, dumping them down to third.
Sucks to be them, Carol.
Breaking news, folks. Amir Rylance has decided to pit. It's a game of cat and mouse out there, with JP Brand trying to find the perfect opportunity to make a move on Richard Reshka. The gap is over a second, but every fraction counts. The crowd is on the edge of their seats as Ernest Heather in fourth chases after JP Brand. The delta is just over a second, and you can feel the tension in the air. Ernest Heather needs to find a way to close the gap.
Absolutely, Ernest Heather in fourth will need to be patient and carefully work to reduce that gap without overdriving it, as they can't afford to take unnecessary risks and risk an off or damaging their car. Let's see if they have what it takes to get back into the game here.
Mike McGear has a mountain to climb at the moment to close that gap with Ernest Heather. I expect their only hope at this point is that Ernest Heather makes an error. The race is heating up as Jamie Ray Nichols in sixth closes in on Mike McGear. The gap is just over a second, and I'm sure they are going to do everything possible to try and close the distance. They're not giving up without a fight. A solid performance from JP Hamilton, who is holding down seventh. Jono Visser is placed 8th at the moment.
Absolutely, and they need to keep driving with determination to stay in that position.
It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for Mike Ramsey, who is currently in P9. But Jono Visser is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from Mike Ramsey.
This is where experience comes into play. Jono Visser has been in this situation before and knows how to defend for position, but Mike Ramsey is hungry for success and won't give up easily.
Every move counts now as JP Brand works to reel in Richard Reshka and overtake for P2. They're going side by side, door handle to door handle. This is as close as it gets, folks. I would not be surprised if these drivers swap positions a few times before the order gets ultimately decided. The tension is building as Robert RC trails behind Troy. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Troy is pushing to maintain the lead, while Robert RC is working to close in and challenge for the position.
That's right, Robert RC in 15th knows they have to push to the limit if they want to catch up. But Troy is no slouch, and they're going to be pushing just as hard. It's a battle of skill and will out there.
It's an intense battle for position as JP Brand tries to outmaneuver Richard Reshka. This is edge of your seat racing. The delta between Mike Ramsey in 9th and Jono Visser remains over a second, but Mike Ramsey is not letting up. They're pushing hard and looking for any opportunity to close that gap. There's 18 minutes left in this session to make that happen. It looks like JP Brand is pushing hard to catch up to Richard Reshka. That's not a small gap, but JP Brand has what it takes to challenge for the position. It looks like Danny Van Ruyen has found another gear in the last sector of the race. The leader has done it. What an incredible performance from Danny Van Ruyen, who was simply untouchable today. This is a race that will go down in the history books. Richard Reschke never gave up. They drove with heart and determination, ultimately securing a well-deserved second-place finish. What a race from JP Brand. They kept their cool and secured a well-earned third place on the podium. In 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, it's Ernest Heather, Mike McGeer, Jamie Ray Nichols, and JP Hamilton. Jono Visser, Mike Ramsey, Wayne Midden, and ungentlemanly driver end in 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. Janie Coetzee, Taylor Randall, Amir Rylands, and JP 777 brings home 12th, 13th, 16th, and 17th. With Troy and Robert RC in 14th and 15th. You've joined us on a breezy day here at KYALAMI 2016, as we're getting ready to kick things off. Mike Ramsey has qualified second. Jono Visser is placed in third. The fourth position is occupied by JP Hamilton.
Let's see what JP Hamilton can do.
JP 777 may not be starting from pole, but they're still in with a shot.
JP 777 won't be too disappointed with 14th.
The lights are off, the gloves are on, and it's go time.
Maintaining composure is essential in this high-stakes environment. The ability to react and adapt will be the key to success.
The racing is normally closely fought here at KYALAMI 2016. I think we are in for a cracking race. As the drivers get this race underway, let me give a shout out to the admin team at SIMSPEED Motorsports for making this all possible. Heroes one and all.
With this motley bunch of drivers there is bound to be drama, I just hope we don't miss it.
As the tires come up to temp, their available grip is changing, and the drivers that manage this transition best are likely to make progress through the field.
I'd love to be on track burning some rubber here, Carol.
Every lap is an opportunity for Jamie Ray Nichols to learn just a little bit more to shave a few tenths or hundredths off their times.
The race isn't won in the first turn, but there have been plenty that have ended their count.
And they're off. Danny Van Ruyen is showing some real determination, making up positions right away. This is where the race gets really interesting. Wayne Midden is closing in on Danny Van Ruyen.
This is not going to be an easy pass to make.
It's a solid performance from Wayne Midden at the moment. They're holding their position and not getting too caught up in battles around them.
That's the mark of a good driver. Wayne Midden is staying focused on their own race and not getting distracted.
The pursuit is on. Danny Van Ruyen is closing the gap on Mike Ramsey, determined to claim P1.
We'll have to wait to see if Danny Van Ruyen can use the draft to their advantage, or if the lack of downforce will hinder their progress.
The action is heating up here as JP Brand is in 6th, defending from Richard Reshka, who is only 0.3 seconds away. This one's going to be tough. Danny Van Ruyen is getting their elbows out, and there may not be enough time left for Wayne Midden to make a move. Oh dear, Danny Van Ruyen has dropped down to 4th.
Yes, but there's still plenty of race left. Danny Van Ruyen needs to stay calm and focused, and make their move when the time is right.
It's a battle of wills out there, with Jamie Ray Nichols trying to outsmart and outmaneuver Wayne Midden. The gap is slowly closing, but time is running out. Situations like these often lead to a dramatic finish. Oh, this is getting intense. Richard Reshka is just a few car lengths behind JP Brand. Wayne Midden is holding first, but Mike Ramsey is right on their tail. Looks like Mike Ramsey is really pushing it to the limit. They're taking those curbs aggressively, but that can unsettle the car and cause handling issues.
Indeed, taking too much curb can upset the car's balance, leading to oversteer or understeer. It's all about maintaining that fine line between speed and control. The racing is getting tight between Mike Ramsey and Wayne Mitten as they battle for P1. No doubt, both drivers know that one mistake could cost them the position. It's a test of nerves as much as skill.
Impressive driving from Jamie Ray Nichols, who has managed to extend their lead over Janie Coetzee. They are walking away at this point, and Janie Coetzee will have to wait to fight another day.
Yes, it's clear that Jamie Ray Nichols is in control out there. They're making it very difficult for Janie Coetzee to catch.
Wait, that won't be ideal for JP Hamilton. It looks like Janie Coetzee is in control. They're ahead of JP Brand by over a second, and it doesn't look like they're going to be challenged anytime soon. This is what high-octane racing looks like. Mike McGear is breathing down the neck of Jamie Ray Nichols, not giving them any room to relax.
This is what separates the good from the great. The ability to stay focused and perform under pressure.
Superb driving from Mike McGear, who with that overtake has gained a position in the race.
Amazing stuff. Focus and precision, what it's all about.
Heartbreak for Mike McGear, as they slip down the field.
That's got to be frustrating. But Mike McGear is a skilled driver, and they have what it takes to battle their way back up the field.
It's neck and neck, the closest battle we've seen in a while.
This is what makes motor racing so exciting. The tension is high and the stakes are even higher. I would not bet on either racer at this point, as it's too close to call.
Looks like we might have a great battle starting here between Janie Coetzee in 5th and JP Brand. It's been tense with a gap of only 0.4 seconds. Wait, that won't be ideal for JP Hamilton. Things are going according to plan for Mike Ramsey, who is currently 7th. Rising to the occasion and claiming victory would help to cement this driver's legendary status. Fantastic move from Ernest Heather, who has just gained a position. So, Carl, considering the high speeds and split-second decision-making involved in racing, what's the impact of even a... Wait, that won't be ideal for JP Hamilton. JP 777 has just managed to set their fastest lap of the race so far with a lap time of 1 minute. The crowd is on the edge of their seats as Jamie Ray Nichols in 11th chases after JP Hamilton. The delta is just over a second, and you can feel the tension in the air. Jamie Ray Nichols needs to find a way to close the gap. The race is heating up as JP Hamilton in 10th closes in on JP 777. The gap is just over a second, and I'm sure they are going to do everything possible to try and close the distance. They're not giving up without a fight.
It's moments like these that make motorsports so exciting. We're witnessing a battle of skill and strategy between two great drivers, with JP Hamilton in 10th determined to catch up. But we know JP 777 isn't just going to hand it to them on the plate. JP Hamilton is going to have to take it. It should be an interesting battle to watch as long as they can close that gap.
Pushing too hard can lead to mistakes, and we're seeing that now. That car is really unsettled as they push for every last bit of speed. It's all about consistency for Wayne Mitten, who is currently first. Things don't seem to be going Danny Van Ruyen's way in this race, as that's a big gap they'll have to close to even be in with a shout for gaining a place here. It's looking good for Richard Reshka, sitting in 3rd. A strong showing from Janie Coetzee, who is currently 4th.
That's right, they can't afford to make any mistakes or let up in their performance. Every point counts in this championship.
The gap between Ernest Heather and JP Brand is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Ernest Heather to bring JP Brand into play. A solid performance from Mike McGear, who is holding down 7th.
Yes, but they have to keep their focus and drive with intensity. There's still a long way to go in this race.
This is where the skill and experience of the drivers really come into play. JP Hamilton will need to stay focused and keep pushing, even when the gap seems insurmountable. It's not over until the checkered flag drops. This is where the skill and precision of the drivers really comes into play. JP 777 is chasing Jamie Ray Nichols in P11.
It's a fine line between pushing the car to its limits and losing control. JP 777 is really walking that fine line.
Look at that, Danny Van Ruyen is hot on the tail of Wayne Midden. Tactics are clearly going to play an important part in this race.
They are gonna need to look after their tyres and will want to keep something in them for the crucial latter stages, as their tyres wear and fuel levels deplete and the handling changes.
And don't forget the track grip increases as more rubber gets laid down.
Indeed, the conditions are constantly changing and the drivers need to adapt, otherwise it can cost crucial time and jeopardize their position.
The battle for one is heating up as Danny Van Ruyen tries to catch Wayne Midden in P1. He's pulling away. Ernest Heather is increasing the gap to Jamie Coetzee.
That's exactly what Ernest Heather needed to do.
Hey, Carl, you've had your fair share of races with little action. How did you handle the situation back in your racing days?
Well, Carol, patience is key in such scenarios. You need to stay focused and be ready to seize any opportunity that comes your way. It's like a game of chess at 200 miles per hour.
No room for error here. JP Brand is breathing down the neck of Jamie Coetzee, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move. The race is really heating up. Danny Van Ruyen is hunting down Wayne Midden with everything they've got. Danny Van Ruyen is not able to keep their pace consistent. So far they are 0.46 seconds down. JP Brand is giving it their all as they chase down Jamie Coetzee in P5.
Don't forget the role of aerodynamics. JP Brand should use slipstreaming to their advantage and close the gap to Jamie Coetzee.
It's a game of cat and mouse out there, with Troy trying to find the perfect opportunity to make a move on Jono Visser. The gap is over a second, but every fraction counts.
It's going to be tough for Troy, as Jono Visser seems to have found their rhythm. But anything can happen in racing, and we've seen Troy pull off some impressive moves before. I'm excited to see if they can make it happen again.
Well, it doesn't look like Jono Visser is going to be much of a threat to anyone soon, let alone JP 777. The delta between JP 777 in 12th and Jamie Ray Nichols remains over a second, but JP 777 is not letting up. They're pushing hard and looking for any opportunity to close that gap. There's 13 minutes left in this session to make that happen.
It's a nail-biting race for sure, with both drivers showing incredible skill and determination. But Jamie Ray Nichols is not going to give up the position easily. This is going to be a battle to the very end, with JP 777 in P12 doing everything they can to catch up.
This is going to be a nail-biter. Danny Van Ruyen is defending for their life. But Wayne Midden is right there doing everything they can to force a mistake. Wayne Midden is on a mission, chasing Danny Van Ruyen, who's desperately trying to stay ahead. Oh, this is getting intense. Jamie Ray Nichols is just behind JP 777. Looking at the lap times, Jamie Ray Nichols is not currently on pace with JP 777. Maybe they'll get a chance to see where they can improve. As they speed through mineshaft, JP Hamilton is relentlessly pursuing JP 777 in a high-stakes battle for position. Oh, the pressure is on for JP Hamilton. Trapped between Jamie Ray Nichols 0.2 seconds away and JP 777 just ahead with a gap of 0.1 seconds, they must defend their position while seeking an opportunity to advance.
You hit the nail on the head, Carol. The gaps to the cars ahead and behind are crucial pieces of information for JP Hamilton's race strategy. It's a delicate dance, and they must remain vigilant.
It's a thrilling pursuit as Jono Visser is right behind Jamie Ray Nichols, keeping the pressure on for 12th place.
It's a thrilling battle for position as these two drivers give it their all. This is racing at its finest.
It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for Mike McGear, who is currently in P7. But JP Brand is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from Mike McGear. It's a battle of wills out there, with Jamie Ray Nichols trying to outsmart and outmaneuver JP Hamilton. The gap is slowly closing, but time is running out. Situations like these often lead to a dramatic finish. The tension is building as Jono Visser trails behind Jamie Ray Nichols. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Jamie Ray Nichols is pushing to maintain the lead, while Jono Visser is working to close in and challenge for the position. Wow, JP 777 is really pushing hard to catch up to Amir Rylance. There's blood in the water for 9th place. A brilliant maneuver from JP 777, who has just moved up the field.
Yes, JP 777 is driving with real focus and precision, and it's paying off.
Tough break for JP 777, who has just lost a position. JP 777 is pushing really hard, but as we know, pushing too hard can lead to other mistakes, like locking up the brakes or missing a shift. Braking alert. I don't think that's the fastest way around KYALAMI 2016. The crowd is on the edge of their seats as Mike McGear in 6th chases after Jani Coetzee. The delta is just over a second, and you can feel the tension in the air. Mike McGear needs to find a way to close the gap.
Indeed, the anticipation is high as Mike McGear tries to reel in Jani Coetzee. But Jani Coetzee is not making it easy, maintaining a consistent pace. Mike McGear needs to find a little extra speed to bring the fight to Jani Coetzee and move up the field.
Jamie Ray Nichols is placed 12th at the moment. They are hoping to keep their distance ahead of Jono Visser, who is 0.5 seconds behind. Seems like JP 777 is getting in range of JP Hamilton.
And they are poised to capitalize on any mistake. It's just a matter of who cracks first.
He can't hold on. JP Hamilton is losing time to Amir Rylance. Wow, Danny Van Ruyen is really pushing hard in these final moments of the race.
They'll be the one celebrating.
And there it is. Danny Van Ruyen has completed the race in first place, setting a blistering pace that none of the other drivers could match. What a drive from Wayne Midden, securing a great second-place finish. Excellent focus from Richard Reschke to secure a fantastic third place on the podium.
What a drive, well-deserved spot on the podium with that performance.
4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th sees Ernest Heather, Mike McGeer, Janie Coetzee, and JP Brandt. Followed by Mike Ramsey, Amir Rylance, JP Hamilton, and Jamie Ray Nichols in 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. JP 777 and Jono Visser take 12th and 13th.